You've stood in front of the mirror, lifted a section of your hair, and felt your stomach drop a little. Not because you're vain. Because you remember when it felt different up there, thicker, fuller, more like yours. And now you're looking at options that feel like compromises instead of choices. They're not. That's what this is actually about. There are 3 short hairstyles right now that are doing something genuinely clever for fine, thinning hair on women over 60. Not hiding the issue, but using it. The way they're cut means they work with your hair's natural behavior instead of fighting it, and the difference in how much hair you appear to have is significant. I researched the best style and beauty solutions for women over 60. So you get Part 1. The textured Pixie with Piece-Y layer shears, something most women don't realize. Fine hair has more movement potential than thick hair. The problem isn't the hair itself. It's that it's usually being cut in a way that flattens everything and leaves nothing to work with. A textured Pixie with Piece-Y layers is the cut that changes that equation entirely. Most Pixie cuts for women over 60 are executed too uniformly. The stylist cuts everything to a similar length, blends it smooth, and the result is hair that lies flat against the head and shows exactly how thin it is. Every millimeter of scalp becomes visible because there's no variation in height, no shadow, no dimension. That's the version you've probably seen, or had, and decided wasn't for you. The version that actually works is built differently from the first scissor cut. Your stylist uses a technique called point cutting. Instead of cutting across the hair in a straight horizontal line, they cut into the ends at a downward angle, creating irregular tips that separate and move independently of each other. That separation is what creates the illusion of density. Your eye reads individual pieces, catching the light at different angles, and registers it as volume. It isn't. It's the same amount of hair, shaped differently. The layers in a textured Pixie are also placed with intention. The weight is removed from the mid-lengths, the section that usually just hangs and shows through to the scalp, and redistributed so you get height at the crown and softness around the ears and neckline. Your crown lifts. That lift alone changes the shape of your whole head, and it changes how you read in a room. When you ask your stylist for this, the words that matter are, point cut the ends, remove weight from the mid-lengths, and leave length at the crown for lift. Say those 3 things and a good stylist will know exactly what you mean. You're not asking for a style name, you're describing a technical instruction. That's the difference between walking out with what you wanted and walking out with something close. Here's the part that surprises most women. This cut actually looks better as the hair grows. A smooth, blended Pixie starts to look shapeless at 6 weeks. A textured Pixie grows into itself. The pieces develop even more movement, and the shape holds longer because it doesn't rely on a single clean line staying crisp. You get more weeks between appointments without it looking like you've let it go. The snapback moment is this. Women who've had thin hair their whole adult lives and kept it longer because they thought length added volume. This cut shows them, often for the first time, what their hair can actually do. The length was weighing it down. Removing it lets it breathe. Swap. Flat, uniform Pixie or length-heavy fine hair. A point-cut textured Pixie with intentional layer placement and crown lift. The second style is one you've probably walked past in a magazine and thought wasn't for you. It was. And the reason why has everything to do with how your jaw sits in a frame. Part 2. The jaw-length French bob with internal layers. The French bob has been having a moment with younger women for a couple of years now, and most women over 60 with fine hair have watched it from a distance and assumed it wasn't built for them. The version that's trending on Instagram, blunt, heavy one length, isn't. But the construction underneath that silhouette, modified correctly, is one of the most flattering cuts for fine hair at this age that exists right now. Here's the thing about a blunt bob and fine hair. A blunt line at the perimeter gives the impression of density because the ends all fall to the same place and create a visual edge. Your eye reads that edge as a solid, full line of hair. That's the optical illusion. The problem is that a truly blunt bob on fine hair sits flat because the fix is internal layering, and this is a specific technique, not just adding layers. Internal layers are cut exclusively through the interior of the hair, leaving the outer perimeter completely intact. The blunt line stays. The hemline stays. But the weight is removed from inside the section, so the hair can lift, bend, and hold a curve without the flat sheet effect. From the outside, the bob looks full and blunt. From the inside, it's been engineered to behave. For the French version specifically, the length sits at the jaw, not chin-jaw. That distinction matters more than it sounds. Jaw length on a woman over 60 cuts across the widest part of the lower face, and that horizontal line broadens. Chin length, the snapback. This is the cut that reads as deliberately chic rather than managing thinning hair. Women who see you won't think about your hair's density. They'll think about your jawline, because that's where the cut directs the eye. The hemline frames the face. That's the entire point of the French bob. And it works for fine hair precisely, because it keeps attention on the architecture of your face, not the texture of your hair. Maintenance is honest here too. A blunt perimeter shows grow out faster than a textured cut. You're looking at 4 to 6 weeks for the shape to stay sharp. If that feels frequent, your stylist can add the smallest amount of point cutting at the very ends, just enough to soften the line without losing the density illusion, and buy you another 2 weeks. Ask specifically for that. Swap. Flat, unsupported blunt bob or length below the chin with no internal structure jaw to chin French bob. Internal layers only, perimeter blunt, point cut ends optional for extended wear. The third style is the one I'd call the quiet workhorse. It doesn't have the name recognition of the other two, but it's the cut that stylists quietly recommend when a client says she wants something that works every single day without fighting her hair. That's the Part 3. The short shag with curtain bangs. Nobody talks about the shag for women over 60 with fine hair. And I think it's because the word itself carries old connotations. The 70s, lots of hair, a certain kind of volume that feels far away from where fine hair actually lives. But the modern short shag is a completely different animal, and it does something for fine thinning hair that neither of the first two cuts does. It distributes the hair in a way that makes thinning at the crown nearly invisible. Here's the specific mechanics of why. In a traditional cut, whether it's a pixie or a bob, the hair is directed downward from the crown. The crown is where fine hair shows thinning the most, because gravity pulls everything away from the center and exposes the scalp. A short shag uses a technique called over-direction. The hair at the crown is cut while being lifted and directed forward and to the sides, rather than allowed to fall naturally. That means when it's released, it falls back toward the crown and sits there. The curtain bangs are the detail that makes this work specifically for women over 60. A fringe that falls straight across the forehead adds weight right at the top of the face and draws the eye down. Not what you want. Curtain bangs are parted in the center or slightly off-center, swept to both sides, and they frame the forehead rather than covering it. That framing lifts the eye toward your face rather than anchoring it at the hairline. For women who've been told bangs age them, curtain bangs are the reason why that advice was incomplete. The version that ages is a heavy, blunt fringe. The version that lifts is a swept, piecewise curtain, and they're not the same cut. When you sit down with your stylist, the language for this cut is short shag over-directed layers at the crown, curtain bangs starting at the recession point and swept to both sides, point cut throughout. If your stylist isn't familiar with over-direction for thinning hair specifically, show them the crown. That's the area you need protection on. And ask them to direct the cut toward covering it. A good stylist will know the technique. You're just pointing them at the target. The snapback here is real. This is the cut where women stop talking about their hair in apologetic terms. Not, I have thin hair so I can't do much. Not, I'm just managing it. Because a short shag styled with even a small amount of volumizing mousse and a diffuser. 5 minutes. Looks like you have considerably more hair than you do. The texture, the layers, the movement, they all read as density. Your hair becomes the interesting thing in the room, not the difficult thing. One anecdote worth sharing. I spoke to a woman recently, 64, fine silver hair, had worn it in the same chin-length blunt bob for 11 years because she was afraid to change anything and risk looking worse. She got the short shag. Her exact words were, I feel like my hair is on my side for the first time in years. That's not a small thing. Swap. Chin-length blunt bob or any cut that directs hair away from the crown short shag with over-directed layers. Point cut throughout, curtain bangs swept from center to frame the face. The maintenance story here is genuinely good. Because the texture is built into the cut, this style does most of its work without product. A small amount of light volumizing mousse at the roots and a quick diffuse. That's all it takes to look like you spent real time. Part 4. choosing the right one for your face and committing to it. Women spend months researching the right hairstyle, save the photos, bring them to the appointment, and then spend the first 3 weeks after the cut quietly wondering if they made the right choice. That doubt is almost always based on the wrong timeline. A new short style on fine hair takes 4 to 6 weeks to settle, and most women judge it at week 1, when their hair is still in shock from the change in weight and length. Here's how to actually know which of these 3 cuts is right for you, and how to know when the cut has truly landed. Start with your face shape, but not the way the generic advice usually tells you to. Forget oval, round, square. Those categories are too broad to be useful. The real question is, where does your face lose definition as you age? For most women over 60, it's one of 2 places: the jaw, where softening starts, or the temples and forehead, where the face can start to feel top-heavy as hair thins. Your cut should address the specific area, not the general category. If your jaw has softened and you want the cut to do some framing work, the French bob is the answer. The hemline at jaw to chin draws a clean horizontal line across the lower face that reestablishes the jaw's presence. The face reads as more structured because there's a deliberate line anchoring the bottom of it. If you've ever looked at a photo of yourself from 15 years ago and thought your jaw looked different, this is the cut that does something about it visually. If your thinning is concentrated at the crown and temples, the short shag is your cut. The over-directed layers are specifically engineered to cover that area, and the curtain bangs frame the temples with a soft, swept line that draws the eye toward your cheekbones instead of toward where the hairline has receded. The forehead reads as a feature rather than a liability. If your thinning is more general, spread across the whole. Now, committing to the cut. This is the part nobody talks about. Every one of these styles requires you to let it exist for 6 weeks before you decide if it's working. The first week, your hair is adjusting to a new weight distribution. The second week, your styling instincts haven't caught up with the new shape yet. By week 3, you start to feel it. By week 5, it's yours. The snapback in this part is about something broader. Women who commit to the right shortcut for their hair and face at this age stop chasing length as a solution to thinning. Length doesn't add volume on fine hair, it removes it. The weight of the length pulls everything flat. Going shorter is not giving up. It's the technically correct answer, and the cuts above are the proof. The styling piece matters too. For all 3 of these cuts, the single most effective tool you can use is a lightweight volumizing mousse, applied to damp hair at the roots before drying. Not a spray, not a serum. Mousse at the roots. Work it in with your fingertips, lifting the root section as you go. Then dry either with a diffuser or on a low heat setting with a round brush just under the crown. That root lift is what the cut needs to show you what it can do. If you're still genuinely uncertain which direction to take to your stylist, bring photos of all 3. Not to get all 3, but to talk through which construction makes the most sense for your specific hair density, your specific face, and your specific lifestyle. A good stylist will eliminate one immediately. You'll eliminate another yourself. What's left is where you start. Swap. Indecision, the wrong cut chosen by guesswork, or length kept out of fear, a deliberate choice matched to your actual face and thinning pattern. Committed to for 6 weeks, you just walk through 3 cuts: the textured pixie, the French bob, and the short shag. Each built differently, each solving a specific problem that fine, thinning hair creates, and each designed to make your hair feel like something that's working for you again rather than something you're working around. That's not a small shift. That's the whole game. Tell me in the comments, which one of these 3 feels most like yours? I genuinely want to know where you're landing, and sometimes reading through the comments is what helps another woman decide. Next week I'm going in on the 5 styling mistakes that are flattening fine hair every single morning. The ones that happen before you even pick up a brush. Like this video, subscribe to Timeless Wisdom Path, and I'll see you in the next one.